mama is God. And then they introduce us to God. And in your life, being married or even unmarried to you, I form it that way. Have you ever been in?
Unmarried. Don't do the unmarried. They do married.
Yeah.
Okay. So in your married life,
what
I'm
you
just
on,
saying,
bro? What you on?
you was dating your wife before you was married to her. So come on now. Come on now, we all dated a little while before we married them, so there was a situation. Come on now, I ain't trying to get nobody in no trouble around here.
Yeah, clean it up. Let's go. Clean it up, bro.
Yeah. I'm with you.
It's a lot of it is like I say, a lot of it that I ran into and that other men run into. You feel me? It's the safe route, because we get this thing like happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, that lie that they've been selling on that Hallmark card for years.
The reason that's a lie, because last marriage, but I think I kind of got it right. My wife as an individual, myself as an individual. That way we.
I ain't gonna even lie to you. Been together 20-some years and still learning each other.
What's good, everybody? What's good? Happy Sunday. We appreciate y'all for coming through, sliding by the Relapse Podcast, man. Again, I am Sackcloth, one of your hosts, one of the trio, and I'm gonna be bringing in my big homie, No Filter. Hopefully Fit by Face slide up in here a little bit later, man. We ain't heard from him, but hopefully everything all good with, bro. Today's topic is putting your wife before God, putting your wife before yourself. Now, I understand that's going to come with different opinions, you feel me? Because, depending on your spirituality or your religion, depending on how you view things, your worldview, it could alter alter your perception of things. But should it be done? Is it okay? What are the dangers of it if you do it? And is it if you do that, putting your significant other, your wife, your girlfriend or whatever before God, before yourself, can it be done? So I'm about to bring my big homie No Filter up in here, and we gonna give our opinion, man. Again, disclaimer, these are only our opinions. You ain't gotta listen, you ain't gotta watch, you ain't gotta agree. You feel what I'm saying? But this is just our opinions, this is just our thoughts. So let me bring them in.
So here's the question, my brothers. If she walked away tomorrow, would your faith still be strong? If her respect fluctuates, does your identity shift? When loneliness creeps in, do you run to prayer or to another woman for attention? This is where we have to be honest with ourselves, my brothers, because the Most High will never, ever compete for your attention. It is written that he will not tolerate our affection or admiration for idols. And we must admit, my brothers, women can be idols if they're placed above the Most High. Yes, the right woman, my brothers, is a gift. I'm blessed to have one in my life. But Yah is the source of every good and perfect gift. In other words, for me, my wife was given to me by Yah the Most High. He crossed our paths and I was blessed and have obtained favor because of her. But all of that wouldn't have happened if I had not been seeking him. So we cannot invert that order, my brothers. It's Yah first, everything else second.
Yo, what's good, bro?
What's good, man? Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Yes, man. So, bro, what's your thoughts on this? The brother said a lot in that video. We're not gonna touch all of that because some of it got, in my opinion, a little bit redundant. It was all good, food for thought, scriptures and all that. But what's your thoughts on that?
I agree to disagree, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as putting my wife on that pedestal as he's speaking on, not that high. You know what I'm saying? To the point where he's saying it's over God, or you know what I'm saying, you pretty much worshiping worshiping your wife. I disagree with that. I'm speaking on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't. My wife is very high on my list, very high, but above my mother and God, no.
He's saying that's where the problem come in. You know what I'm saying? It's for people who put their wife before God. You feel what he's saying? I think he's saying that was.
He was saying that you put on this pedestal like like you get sick, it's the relationship part of it.
Emotional,
getting sick and all that. Basically, when you're about to split up or whatever, you pray to your God, keep that situation together. That's not me. I'm not gonna pray to God. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You want to leave me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do all that, get sick, and that's why I say that's the disagreeing part. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Like I say, that's what I think. For me, I get where he coming from. Like say, when you start to do that, you start to kind of lose track of you. You can lose track of you, which and
it's men out there that does that. I mean, I can honestly say that because I got friends have done that, and I have to talk them off the ledge, but I can't see me, no filter, doing that. I just can't see it. Yes, I would be hurt, yes, I'd be disappointed, but to the point that I may be losing weight or got to get on my knees and just pray that situation. No. The situation is meant to be. You know what I'm saying? That's my philosophy.
Correct. And then, like I said, a point he made also was like say for what you just said, like say get on your knees, praying for that situation to last, but you ain't even getting on your knees and praying for yourself.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? And then that's why I think he say like you tend to overlook yourself and your relationship with God, and then but you come into God and then trying to hey, help me out with her. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, and then that's where the just problem
take over and make this situation better.
Yeah. Instead of make me better, you feel what I'm saying, and fits me, you start to, you're doing all these things, all these religious practices, spiritual practices for something outside of yourself. You feel what I'm saying? For the betterment of something outside of yourself. Because, a lot of us, we tend to feel like we can fix our partner, fix our wives and stuff like this, when whatever their issue fits the situation, or by fixing the person, you can't. That's why it goes back to, I feel like you can't fix anybody. You know what I mean? It's hard enough trying to fix yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like, so we're focused on your relationship with God or your relationship with yourself, and then all that, everything else will fall in the alignment.
Yeah. I mean, but we was brought up, to pray about everything. So I get what he kind of saying on that point, on that situation. But, I say I'm a little bit different. And I look at things different. I mean, yes, I do pray and all that, but I'm not going to pray that situation to get better or for worse. Just if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I mean,
and check this out, like because to piggyback off you, what if you sitting here trying to pray for this situation, but at the same time, God might be trying to pull you away from this situation?
Some brothers are spiritually, mentally, and emotionally unstable because their actions are after the heart of a woman instead of their actions being after the heart of Yah the Most High. So when this woman is happy, you feel strong. When she's distant, you're shaken. When she affirms you, you rise. When she withholds affection, you collapse. And this means she has become your source. But she was never created to be your source. She was created to be your help, walking with you in the will of the Most High Yah, not replacing him.
Most of us are raised by women. So, and then especially, I think it's in our community and in other communities. Mama is God. And then they introduce us to God. They take us to church. to give you a better example. So
I ain't mean to cut you off, bro.
Go ahead.
Do you believe in putting your woman on that pedestal?
So I believe it stemmed from how we are raised.
Okay.
Because in my household, mama was everything. I didn't know nothing about church because my mom didn't trust too many people, for instance, right? I didn't start going to church till I got a little bit older. So mama was God again, until she introduced me, until I started going to church and learning who God, really was, So then now, even at 40 some years old, I do personally struggle with not putting mom before what I know is right now. It took me, I keep using my house and stuff for an example, bro, because it's the truth. It's the most truth I can speak.
Yeah, you can only speak on what, saying about you. You can't nobody else.
I feel wholeheartedly it took me a bit longer to achieve getting my house because I kept putting so much in front of God in the order that he wanted me to go. Because I've always spoke on this. I asked him for this house for my family, so my family could see this accomplishment that, God allowed me to have and things like that. But in the time leading up to this, somebody would ask for money, somebody would need something, mama, daddy, sisters, brothers. Mostly I give in till my mom would come on behalf of other people, and I would give it to my mom, and she would put that guarantee that I'm gonna get it back, but it would be putting me it was stopping me from achieving my goals. And I didn't learn that until later. I was making her and had made her my God. So I'm trying to prove myself to her when I don't have to. And I'm steady trying to take care of her and provide to her and get that I guess that attaboy, approval from her when it don't have to come from her.
And I think that's something, like, it's funny that you say that, because, at the beginning of the video, the brother said, he was just saying a woman. He wasn't specifically saying your woman.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He's saying typically the depression, the all this and that typically stems from men, typically stems from a woman. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes, and relationships are bigger than just husband and wife. You have all types of relationships with women, mama, auntie, sisters. You feel what I'm saying? So that's I see that's kind of crazy that you're saying that. You know what I mean?
And then I didn't know if y'all really wanted to do this topic, because I ain't gonna even lie to you. When you slow it down and listen, and the first few words he say to a beautiful woman, and he stressed that a little bit, and then he go into the eye is in the beauty is in the eye of the beholder and all that, but he do stress a beautiful woman. And again, yes, beauty looks different to everybody.
Yeah,
to everybody, because shit, you ain't finna tell me my wife is off the scale. You know what I'm saying? But to one of y'all or to another man, she might not be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't tell me. And like you say, we willing to go through certain things, be willing to die, be willing to fight, be willing to do all this because of what we believe.
Yeah.
So, but he's speaking a lot of facts.
Yeah.
He's speaking a lot of facts, and we talked about this, and I think it was our first or second video in the order of men. And Mr. No Filter, you jumped in a lot with, giving your the order you would teach your son and stuff like that from a previous video. And I feel like that's what he's kind of talking about here. As a man, you need to teach your sons to get their stuff together first, have their own, before you invite a woman into your situation. And then the religion and all of that, you got to have them talks and understand them between one another, and let people know where you willing to compromise at and where you're not willing to compromise at.
But then to me, it goes back to having you right, like say your relationship stable. You feel me? Like, cause he did quote a verse like a double-minded man is stable, is unstable.
Unstable.
And that's not. And when I hear that, I don't think that's about you being right or wrong religiously. It's by you knowing where the fuck you are and where you are in life and yourself at the time. You feel what I'm saying? Not saying it's the right way or the wrong way, but you knowing where you are. You feel what I'm saying? As a person, as a man. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could figure it, like all the rest of that shit you could figure out later. You'll learn, because we all grow and learn. But being honest to yourself about where you are. You feel me? And committed to where the route that you are on, regardless if it's right or wrong. You feel me? But committed to the route and path that you are on in your journey. You feel what I'm saying? And then everything else comes up.
And then to chime into that though, like I've learned from y'all, no lie. And then, like the last video we did also, with the situation with the man. We know he was doing a little prank thing about talking to the lady. Both of y'all said, y'all would have shut that down right away, basically. Y'all would have shut it down. A man like me growing up the way I probably would have let it play out kind of like it played out a little bit, because of, y'all to me know yourselves a lot more than I know myself. I know myself now, I should say. For the younger me, I probably would have let that slide, because of how I was raised then, and the me of today, no, you can't, you can't try me like that. But a guy growing up, how I grew up back then, and always, basically women, I was raised by mostly women, had mostly interaction with women up until my high school days, really. So it was always compromise. It was always, fight is the last resort. Straightening somebody is the last resort. Conflict, period, is the last resort. How I was raised in. And then being a man, certain things are not conflict. Certain things are respect, and disrespect that I know now versus how a woman sees things versus how we see things. And then that he was basically saying too, a man under a woman's control, a lot of men be under a woman's control and not of God. So a lot of us don't have a relationship or learn who God is. And question to y'all is, why is that?
At least in knowing who God is, at least in your life, to you.
Right. And I just wanted to form a question to y'all though. Why do y'all think that is, coming from y'all perspective and y'all backgrounds? Why is that we still, I don't know, I do know a little bit about sackcloth, you growing up in the church and stuff like that, and still, I feel like we've all possibly made that mistake. So the question to you guys is, why is that? Why do we still fall into the situation where we will put a woman over God?
I answered that earlier. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, my wife is very high on my list. You know what I'm saying? I know what Bible say, but it's hard for me to put, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm wrong for saying this. It's hard for me to put my wife, I know she go watch, and she knows this was what I believe. So it's hard for me to put my wife on my mom. So, because mama's always there, always been there for me. So, I mean, I just can't. You know what I'm saying? She's high on the list, but she's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
even with that, and like you said, even Bible, where does your mom stand when it comes to God?
My mom's second. God's
okay.
First. My mom's second. You know what I'm saying? That's who brought life into me. So that's what I believe.
So has there ever been a time in your life where where you were able to sit and hear God tell you, this is the path I want you to go on, but your mom felt differently? And had you taken the decision that God gave you, or had you taken the decision that your mom was giving you? Do you ever recall the situation?
I always follow the signs what God give me, you know what I'm saying? But,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? I always get that backup, you know what I'm saying, answer from mom. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I love my wife to death, but I just can't put her before my mom. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, she's high on the list. She's the next person, you know? And I would never let my mom, I'm gonna correct this, I'll never let my mom disrespect my wife.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So, but still, it's mom first to me. You know what I'm saying? It's God, mom, then her.
Yeah.
Then everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I believe. I'm sorry. I mean, I know Bible. I know what the Bible say. And I know,
Hey, bro, I respect you for you being transparent as fuck. You
right.
feel? It's like for me, like I say, you have no judgment coming from me. You feel me? Y'all know.
But that's the thing, though. That's it. Really, like I said it on previous videos. That's how we are taught. That is how we are taught. Even in the church, you can hear the pastor screaming, God, God, God all day. But even in the church, he gonna give respect to his mama before he give respect. Even if his daddy does, he giving respect to his mama before he give respect to his daddy.
Yeah. And
then he'll go back to talking about God. If you watch any sermon that they bringing up mama or daddy, they giving respect to mama, and then it's brought up more to mama than the daddy. If you go every year for year, it's more done on Mother's Day than Father's Day.
Yeah, I mean, even when the mom in that child's life, they still gonna say mama, mama, mama. So hey.
Mama. The son that I was talking to y'all about, he was able to spend more time with me than any other child. Even his mama. I had him from young, from out the womb. He was with me more than his mama, bro. I did every damn thing but breastfeed the child, and then she pumped, and we fed him that way. So again, but he still has more respect for his mama, in my opinion, than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He told her the other day, he grown is grown, but I'm my daddy baby. But he gonna call his mama. Any situation, anything go on to say that, we grandparents, he called her and said it to her before he has talked to me about it. Both times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, I respect it and I get it, especially in our community. They are God.
I get it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put the list out there. I'm gonna go ahead and finalize this list of order. It's God first. I'm gonna say 2A is my mama. 2B is my wife. I'm gonna put them. Do it like that.
Yeah.
I don't care, but I'm gonna say 2A, 2B.
Yeah.
And just leave it like that.
Yeah.
I think they'll rock with that. 2A, 2B.
Yeah.
I can't put her above mama.
Yeah.
And in your life, being married or even unmarried to you, I form it that way. Have you ever been
unmarried? Don't do the unmarried. Do married.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So in your married life, but I'm just saying, you was dating your wife before you was married to her. So come on now. Come on now, we all dated a little while before we married them, so there was a situation. Come on now, I ain't trying to get nobody in no trouble around here.
Yeah, clean it up. Let's go. Clean it up, bro.
So again, had there ever been a point in time that you put let your wife make certain decisions over God?
If
God came to you and had a conversation with you, said, this is the direction I want you to go. Then for whatever reason, you formed that same question to your wife and she felt differently. Had you chosen her answer over God's?
Well, in a nutshell, yeah, you feel me? It was like, I think a lot of it was more of me, like, say, just because what happens is it's you lit, nigga, you how I'm gonna put this. I live with my wife. I don't live with God. You feel what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying. Yeah. I live with my wife. I sleep with my wife. I don't sleep next to God. You feel what I'm saying? So it's easy to start to you can start doing things off contingent on their happiness, on her happiness, your spouse's happiness. You feel what I'm saying? And not contingent on what you know, what God or the Most High, whatever, is telling you. You feel what I'm saying? You be like, all right, I don't want to deal with this headache. You feel? I ain't gonna get no headache from God. You feel what I'm saying? I want to deal with this. You feel me? So I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna take the easy route. You feel what I'm saying? The safe route, or should you say the safe route, and we don't have to deal with the backlash or whatever. You know what I mean? And then you try to and then it comes from a good place, because in my mind, I was trying to keep the peace. You feel what I'm saying? Just keep the peace, and then you can slide on to the next day. But eventually, through time, what can happen is this shit, it starts to build up. You feel what I'm saying? To where order is lost for me. Like say where you don't realize it then, but you've put her over God. You feel what I'm saying? You're more worried about what she's saying, her thoughts, than God's thoughts and what he's saying. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm with you.
It's a lot of it is like I say, a lot of it that I ran into and that other men run into. You feel me? It's the safe route, because we get this thing like happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, that lie that they've been selling on that Hallmark card for years.
The reason that's a lie, because your mind psychologically is telling you can make this person happy. You can make her happy. You can't do that. You feel what I'm saying? Or it's for the moment. You feel what I'm saying? But is that genuine happiness?
No.
What happens when that moment is gone?
Right.
And that's what the brother was kind of leading into. It was saying in the video, you know what I mean? Like say, what happened when she leave? Then what?
Yeah.
Then what? Your faith and whatever your faith is attached to, whether God is you to yourself, whether God is you feel me, in your mind. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's one and the same. So you've lost God and you lost yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah.
And that's what I was leading into my second kind of question or point. You gonna hit it right on the head though, because what I done got, like, bro, they will hit home, bro. I like this topic, bro. I was sitting up here trying to take more notes and stuff like that. But what you said was basically you trying to make her happy because you went the direction you felt she wanted you to go versus really listening to what God said. So my question to you, again, back to you, Sackcloth, is how much of a spiritual whooping did you take? Because basically you were disobedient to, as you say, yourself, because God is within you. You are the God. You are a God.
That's what I was about to say. Outward, I could say a couple things, but it's not too much. It's not really that significant as the inward. You feel what I'm saying? Once you look back, you realize like, all right, the inward feeling. You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like the outward is okay, like I say a couple arguments here and there, that ain't nothing. But it's the inward feeling that you get. You feel what I'm saying?
Like hurt you the most.
Because what I mean by that, the mentally, the emotional toll. Because you like say you can start to feel like, damn, you know what I mean? Beat yourself up. You can beat yourself up.
You say, I'm a simp. I'm simping.
You start to beat yourself up because, like I say, a lot of stuff is contingent. I've made a lot of stuff contingent on her. You feel what I'm saying? More so than what my feelings was. You get what I'm saying? My thoughts, my interpretation, my understanding, or whatever you want to look, however you want to look at it.
Yeah. Your logic versus
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And then because you hit it on the head, then we know Mr. No Filter there is no getting out of order. There is an order, and that's what I ain't gonna even lie love about you, bro, because listening to you talking certain things, you know, that you have your order and there is no negotiating. You know, it seems like when we negotiate with with our terrorists, stuff get out of order. And you, as a man, that's why I dislike that word compromise now, because I learned it so many years ago from so many different people, mostly women, at work and in the home or whatever. But the women in my life, you know, from work and all, they love that word compromise. If I can have an order for myself, I can have a routine of coming in, doing certain things in the order, and then it seems like they, no matter from work, home, something will want to disrupt it, you know. So if I had a conversation with God, this is the order you need to go in, this is the ladder I want you to climb, you know, do it this way, go that route. And most men, we need structure, not most, all. We need structure and order, and we thrive. I've seen so many thrive off of that.
Let me clear it up a little better for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I have compromise, okay?
Okay.
But the compromise, when the compromise don't get nowhere, then my play come into play.
Yeah.
You know okay. It is what it is. It's no deviation from that. Yeah. We'll stick to my plan because I told you so. I compromise. Yeah.
We tried your way,
your way, but now it's my way. So my way, you might not like it, but guess what? Let's go get us somewhere.
Okay.
You understand in the long run. So I have, you know, I want to clear that up. I mean, it's not just my way, and just that's how we roll around here. You know, I compromise.
Okay.
Compromise around here, but when things start getting out of whack, that's when I'm like, listen, baby, I told you. What did I tell you?
Yeah.
So now we go do it this way. We go do it this way.
Yeah. And somebody had gave me an example the other day.
If my way failed, then ain't nothing else we could do.
Yeah. Somebody had OG had gave me an example the other day. He said he told his kids, if you listen to 80% of what I say, you know what I'm saying, you will be right. He said it's 20% that you can go out and take a chance yourself, because he was like, basically the 80%, I done put my hand on the stove enough for both of us to tell you that it's hot and you gonna get burnt.
Exactly.
So if you listen, when I tell you, you know, 80% of what I'm gonna tell you is gonna get you where you need to go and not get you into no trouble.
But I have compromise. I do compromise. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just my way guy. I know it seemed like that with y'all.
Nah, but I never look. When you said that, I already knew in my mind. I knew what you meant, because at the end of the day, like I said, we all compromise. You feel me?
Yeah.
On something. But like you saying, it's levels to what we're compromising on.
But my wife compromises too. She deals with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm the greatest asshole in the world. But she loved this great asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah. When I say we all, that's women included. You feel me?
Right.
We all compromise to a certain extent on something. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's in a relationship and out the relationship. What I mean, that's in the home and out the house. You feel me? At work or whatever. We all fucking compromise.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
To end this though, because he had hit home with, he said a lot of these issues and problems come from, and he was speaking from a male perspective of us not being healed. Right. So he said, we need to heal relational wounds and restore purpose. Right. Because a lot of us just jump out there without a purpose and not knowing what direction as a man we should be going in. So we get the attachment of, we start dating, having a wife, having a girlfriend, and we get involved in these situations instead of us figuring out us first. Like I said, y'all spoke on that previous videos of the order of how a young man should live his life in the previous video. And that's what he was hitting home, man, too, like in one of his closings. We need to heal from whatever childhood trauma, whatever, you know, and learn our purpose in life before we jump out there getting a partner. So I just wanted y'all opinion on that before we close.
Yeah, I mean,
do you feel it's necessary? Do you feel, because we see so many of us get a relationship and just go.
I'm gonna say this. I think that's the best way, probably the best route to figure out, who you are. But at the end of the day, like say, when it starts to get into life purpose, a lot of people don't figure out their purpose until later on down the line. You feel what I'm saying? It's stuff you have to go through. You get what I'm saying? In life,
what I was gonna say. You got to go through some things to
know
exactly what you're dealing with.
Yeah, you're not gonna figure that shit out. And how many people know their life purpose in their younger days? You feel me? You kind of gotta coming into the relationship. What you said is basically have the fundamentals of who you are. You feel what I'm saying? And everything else gonna come through time. You feel what I mean? Like, because like your views on things gonna change. You gonna change. It's a journey. Life is really a journey. So it's not really. You just have a core fundamental of where you coming into or who you are basically in a relationship. But life purpose and all that, that's going 9 times out of 10 that ain't till later on down the line, because sometimes a lot of shit where you're doing that you have talents and they're good at, it's not your purpose in life. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of shit that just because you're good at something and you're talented at something, that don't mean that's your purpose. If y'all feel what I'm saying, like that's just something you're good at.
I totally agree. Mm-hmm.
So that take time, basically, is what you're saying. You gotta go through that walk of life, and it'll come along.
That's the only way you're gonna get it, bro. You got to go through something to know how to deal with a situation in the future, right. Or even tell somebody how to deal with a situation in the future. You got to go through some things. You can't be that person who never went through nothing, but you always got something to say about somebody else's relationship.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of problems with people today.
Yeah,
it's all about what you doing wrong, but they can't handle their own household. You know what I'm saying? Can't control their own household. Can't get their own household in order. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem, bro.
Yeah.
When you figure out, how to really deal with some situation because you done been through it, then you could kind of like talk to or mentor somebody else. You can't tell them exactly what to do, but you can just give them some advice.
Yeah.
But you been through that, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. Facts. So, anything else, brother?
Nah, that's it. That's what I took from what he was saying, and that's what kind of stood out to me that I want to get y'all opinions on and get a better understanding from y'all perspective. And yeah, y'all did that. We
I knew you was gonna like. I told Filter. I knew you was gonna like this video.
He ain't answer all the questions. I know he got a full page.
I know he do. I know it.
Hey, but them 3 stood out the most, So
yeah, he got them few buttons right there. He ready for us. No, he can do it.
But they be like, hey, like Tevin Campbell in this bed, bro.
Oh, boy.
All right, man.
Yeah,
right. I like it though.
All right. So there it is, everybody. Our thoughts, opinions on putting your wife before God, before yourself, and all that. So again, you don't have to agree with us. That's fine. Everybody, we understand. Everybody has their own way, their own techniques to their relationship. And at the end of the day, their own spiritual growth and journey that they're on, different practices of such. So it's up to you, fellas, to figure out your route, your method, and what's going to work for you. You feel me? Again, thanks for coming through. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you agree with us or disagree with us. It's all good. We take all comments. You feel me? Again, this is The Relapse. We appreciate y'all for coming through, for listening. And we out.
Peace.
Later.